Yes. Before starting the session again, any doubts?
Sir, the previous exercise.
Which one? This one.
Yeah, sir. Ninth and tenth, could you tell, sir?
Yes. Okay, so here do two variable. One I is one, j is one. There is infinite loop. So if I greater than 5, okay. So this loop will break if the I value is greater than 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 to 5 it is correct. So 1 to 5 it will execute the that else part and printf. Okay, so first time what happened? Same program. Yes. Okay. So okay. So first time I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. This is my I variable. I is equal to 1 and j equal to 1. This is I, and here it is j. Okay, now next one, it will go inside, condition is false, else j is equal to j plus I. So this is a shorthand notation of j is equal to j plus I. So j previous value is 1. So 1 plus 1, I is also 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So your j is having the new value as 2. And then printf j, so it will be printed, the output is 2. Okay, and then after that I is equal to I plus j. So I value is 1. Okay, previously I value is 1. So 1 plus 2, because I is equal to I plus j. 1 plus 2, that is 3. So I value becomes 3. The new value of I is 3. And here first iteration of the loop get completed. Now in a second iteration, I value is 3, condition is again false. So j is equal to j plus I. So j is 2, 2 plus 3, 5. So j is equal to 5. So the new value of j is 5. So previous value of j 2 get erased and the new value of j is 5. Now the next one, printf j. So 5 will be printed. Then after that I is equal to I plus j. So I is 3, j is 5, 5 plus 3, 8. So new value of I is 8. And the previous value of I is erased there. So new value of I is 8. Now go for the third iteration. In a third iteration, 8 greater than 5. 8 greater than 5, condition is true.
False. Yeah,
True.
true.
Yeah, so break is executed, and when break executed, it will directly go outside. Okay, so what is your output?
1
2,
5.
2, 5. Output is 2, 5.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
The 10th one, I is equal to 1. Okay, so initial value of I is 1. Condition is I less than or equal to 5. Yes, 1 to 5. So after this, okay, after this actually what statement get executed? The inner statement. Now inner statement is I plus plus, so I becomes 2. I becomes 2 here, and then after this the printf get executed. So you know that flow. So the flow that I have explained yesterday, very
Yes, sir.
first one is this is get execute,
Yes.
then this, then inner statement if there is a inner statement if the condition is true, yes, and after this statement, and again after this one again condition check, again condition check. So just remember this flow. Your statement can be anywhere. Okay, so I equal to 1, condition is true, I plus plus, I becomes 2, 2 get printed. So your first output is 2. Then I greater than less than or equal to 5, condition true, I plus plus 3 get printed. I is 3. Condition is again true, 4 get printed. Now 4 less than or equal to 5, condition is true, I plus plus, and that is 5, I becomes 5, so 5 get printed. Now 5 is less than or equal to 5, 5 less than or equal to 5, condition is true, it will go inside I plus plus, so I become 6, and here 6 get printed, 6 also printed, and 6 less than or equal to 5, condition false, and it will go outside, so your output is 2 3 4 5 6.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, but for loop there is a sequence, no sir? Increment thing should be there inside the bracket.
No, actually it is only for our understanding, but what I have told you, remember the steps, or remember the flow, which statement get executed first, then after that which one, then after that which one. It doesn't mean that I plus plus should be written here only. You can write I plus plus anywhere in your for loop itself. Okay, so what is the flow? First, I is equal to 100. Initialization, it will be only once, then condition, only one statement is compulsory here, condition. Okay, so if there is a condition, depending on that condition, it is go inside or outside, will be decided. So condition, then if the condition is true, whatever the statement inside this for loop get executed, then after that the third part of the for loop get executed. Here can be I plus plus, or here can be any other statement can also be included. So there is no syntax error here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then printf, and then condition, then inner statement, so it will be actually executed. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So yesterday when I executed this, infinite ones I got output, sir. That's
This
why.
one.
Yeah, the 10th one.
Okay, let me run that program. Control C. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Hash include stdio.h, then int main. So save my program. So C. Okay, int main, and then integer I, then for integer I is equal to 1, I less than 5. Oh ho 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 ho. Yes, that I plus plus, actually I haven't seen that last semicolon. This last semicolon, I haven't seen this last semicolon. Okay, there is a semicolon is there. Are you able to see here last semicolon?
Yeah, sir.
If there is a last semicolon is there, I never changes. The value of I is never changes. So I is 1, condition is true, that printf get executes, because I plus plus is not a part of your for loop now. If it is not a part of your for loop, I is never incremented, so it will print 1. Again 1 less than 5, condition is true, it will print 1. So infinite time 1 is the output. But if you remove this semicolon, then your output is 2 3 4 5 6. Yes, so answer is correct, infinite 1. But if I remove this, sorry, if I remove this, then your output is 2 3 4 5 6. Yes, and if there is a semicolon, then infinite time 1, infinite term 1.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Got it, sir.
yes. Any other doubt? Have you tried these programs?
Sir, I did only the first one.
Factorial of a number. Yes.
Yeah. And sir, should we give a fact is equal to 1 in the integer first after int main?
Yes. The fact variable should be initialized with 1 because it is a cumulative multiplication. If you initialize with the 0, so what happens? 0 multiplied by 1 first time. 0 multiplied by 1 is 0. Next
Yes.
time 0 multiplied by the 2 it is 0. So you will get answer as 0.
Yeah, I got as 0, sir. Then I initialized to 1, then I
One.
got the output.
Answer, yes. And if you are not initialized, then the default initial value is garbage and you will get answer as garbage. Okay, so that's why initializing the 1 is must there. Yes.
Yes, sir. Only first one I did, sir, yesterday.
Okay, so quickly I'm taking that program. Fact is equal to 1, and so
So
I
we
want
couldn't see your screen.
suppose n is equal to 5, fact is equal to 1, and I think I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, and I plus plus, and what are my equation? Fact is equal to fact multiplied by the I. So your fact contains the cumulative multiplication result. That result will be again multiplied by the next number up to the 5, and this 5 is the n. 5 is n. And then after for loop I can print here printf factorial of percentage d is percentage d slash n comma fact. Okay, so whatever the value of n is replaced here, fact is replaced here itself, and you will get a result here as a factorial of 5 is 120. Getting? Yes, getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Nikita says, sir, due to some network issue, I'm not able to see or hear anything. May I watch the YouTube video? Yes. If there is a network issue, actually the same video is available on YouTube. You can watch it laterward also. The same program I have pasted on your chat box. The next program is the two numbers are entered through the keyboard. Write a program to find the value of one number raised to another. Okay, now the logic is very easy. One number raised to another is, for example, you have given the number as first number is 2 and the second number is 4. Okay, so one number A is equal to 2 and suppose B is equal to 4, and what you need to calculate A raised to B, that is 2 raised to 4. So how to calculate A raised to B? A raised to B. A raised to B. How to calculate A raised to B? Actually, this is the XOR operator, but A raised to B. Okay, A raised to B. How to calculate it? So first 2 multiply 2 multiply 2 multiply 2. Okay, so 2 will be multiplied here 4 times. So you will get a answer as that, whatever the required answer, that is 2 raised to 2 is 4, 4 raised to 2 is 8, 8 raised to 2 is 16. So 16 is the answer. So how to get it? Again, it is a cumulative multiplication, same cumulative multiplication. So I can get it here. Here A value, suppose 2, and B value is 2. And there is one res variable that I have initialized with the 1. Why initialize? Because multiplication is there. In case of addition, initialize with the 0. Now my for loop becomes, a for loop is for. Okay, so how many time multiplication? Suppose I started with the 1 multiply. I started with 1 multiply 2. Then the whatever the result is multiply by 2. Again, whatever the result multiply by again 2. Whatever the result again multiply by the 2. Okay, So that first is RES. This RES is 1. So RES multiply by the 2. And what is 2? 2 is A. So, but how many times this loop iterate? B times. Okay. The loop iterate B times. So I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to B, I plus plus, and then RES is equal to RES multiply by the A. This my, so how many multiplication? 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplication. So 1 to B. B is 4. So 1 to 4. 4 times do multiplication, and every time the previous result is multiplied by the A itself. So same number is multiply, same number is multiply, and you will get the result as percentage D raised to percentage D is percentage D. So first percentage D A, second is B, and the third is RES.
So what is RES?
RES is the result, one variable, simple variable.
Okay.
Yeah, it is just a fact variable. It is the name of the variable which contains that result, which contains the result. So you can see here
Okay.
2 raised to 4 is 16. If I'm doing here 3 and 3 raised to 3 is 27. Okay, 3 raised to 3 is 27. Yes, you can note down this logic. The same program again I have copied in your chat. Yes, done.
Sir, we can take user input also, no? Like
Yes,
we
yes,
have
yes.
to print A and B.
We don't have to print A and B here. We have to take the user input as a and B. So
That's what scan A and B.
yes. So your program should be printf, enter the value of A and B for A raised to B. Okay. So and scanf function. So scanf function is percentage D, and then address of A, comma, address of B. So this is the whole program. But actually in my Sublime text, this editor, the scanf user input is not working. So that's why I'm directly hardcoding that value.
Sir, we can also just print F percentage D is equal to, A raised to B is equal to percentage D and comma RES. That is also sufficient, no, sir?
Here, na?
Yeah.
Here, na?
Yeah, yes, sir.
After for loop. Yeah, this is only the output representation. You can represent any way. Just
Okay,
like, for example, here A raised to B is equal to this. It's equal to this. Okay, so actually that scanf not working in my compiler. That's why I'm
Okay,
giving here the hardcode value.
Sir,
So 2 raised to
instead of
4 is
percentage D, can we directly give A and B?
instead of percentage D here.
Yeah.
Okay, just check it. What happened? If you are giving A and B, so it will print A and B. It is not printing the value of A and B.
Okay, sir.
Here we have to remove, and you will get A raised to B is RES. Do you want this result, or do you want that A and B should be
No, sir,
replaced by
not
value?
like this. Like A raised to B is equal to percentage D.
A raised
Then
to B is equal to percentage
D,
comma
and
RES.
here comma is, yeah.
Yes, definitely. A raised to B is 16, but what is A and what is B?
Okay.
So answer should be specific. What is
But
A,
we'll
what is
enter, no, sir. We'll scan, no. That time we'll get to know what is A and B.
user know that what is A and B, but though the user know, you should give the proper input, proper output.
Okay, sir.
Hmm?
Okay, sir.
It is also correct, but give the your input output as this. So your perfectly you will get 2 raised to 4 is 16. No
Okay,
need to recall what is A, what is B. Yes?
okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, next, I think it is very easy to print all the ASCII values using while loop. So done that program. I think we have already been discussed about it. Unsigned character ch is equal to 0. Okay. Then while ch is less than or equal to 255, and then printf %c %c and /t, I'm giving /t, comma ch. And here ch plus plus. Done. So we'll get all the 255.
So what is /t?
/t is the tab characters.
Means like instead of next line, we'll get space.
Tab tab present in your keyboard. Tab means 4 spaces.
Okay.
If you want to give the 4 spaces after that printing, we'll get that. Okay, so this is our answer. So you can get it here because this is not a printable characters. The first these are not a printable characters. So instead of that printable character, they are directly printing its X value. Then this one, special symbols, then from ABCD to Z, then again some special symbols, then again A to Z, yes, cap small a to small z, then again some special symbol, and these are not a printable characters. No? So only the printable character it will print it.
You can also give integer, no sir? Integer, some value like int I, like that.
Here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we
No,
can
sir,
do.
instead of unsigned, if you give only int.
Yes. Because of this %c that you are using, it will access only the last byte. So perfectly valid. Though that ch is a 4 byte,
Okay, sir.
255 is stored at the last byte only, and %c only access the last byte of that 4 byte. So you'll get the same output.
Sir, is that compulsory to initialize it to 0? CH?
Yes, yes, it is initialized to, it should be initialized to 0. Because if you are not initializing, then what is the default value? Yesterday I have told you. If it is not initialized, what is the default initial value of that variable?
Garbage.
Garbage value. So you start with the garbage. How can you make this comparison? So you have to start with the 0 up to the 255. Yes. Now next, have you tried the next one? Write a program to enter the number till the user wants, and at the end it should display the count of positive, negative and zeros. Very interesting program.
Sir, I tried, sir, but that counting thing, how to consider that, I didn't get.
Yeah, so what we need to count? We need to count positive thing. Okay, we need to count negative. Okay, and we need to count the 0 also. So 3 count variable I have created: POS positive, NEG negative, and 0 is 0. Okay, and one thing, one integer variable we need to scan it. Okay, so actually the same program I have to do in my terminal, because we have to take the user input. Okay. So CDC lang practice. Okay. Nano user inp dot c hash include stdio dot h and then integer main, the last is return 0. Okay, so first three things we need to calculate. So count variable 3 requires POS is equal to 0. Second is negative is equal to 0, and 0 we need to calculate that 0 variable also equal to 0. One variable I need, that is n variable, which I'm taking from the user. Okay, so the printf statement that I'm providing here, that enter the numbers. Okay, enter the numbers, and here I'm doing here -1 for end. Okay, -1 for end. So if the user has inputted -1, then it means that there is an end, or you can even put -999 to end input. Okay, so the user will continue to add the number, but if the user has entered -999, we have to stop. Okay, so -999 is the last number. So while loop we need to use here, while, and how many time?
What about scanf, sir?
Yes, that scanf I am doing in a while loop, because I
Okay.
don't know how many time the scanf has to be executed. So scanf %d comma address of n. Okay, so that number has been scanned. Now firstly we need to check here if n is equal to -999. Okay, so if it is n equal to -999, then what you need to do? Break. Simple. If n is -999, then it is the end of the input. We have to stop. Okay, so if n is -999, we have to break, and directly we will go outside. No, but if n is not equal to -999, then it might be positive value, it might be negative value, it might be any zero value. Okay, so first we need to check for the positive one. So if n equal to, or first we need to check the zero value. If n is 0, then 0 count is incremented by 1. Else if n if n is greater than 0, then what is greater than 0? It is positive value, so positive plus plus. Otherwise, else if
Negative.
n is less than 0, actually no need to put here, no need to check the condition. If it is not 0, if it is not positive, it is definitely, it is a negative number. So no need to put the last else, last if part. So it is a negative plus plus. Okay, so it will continue to increment that 0 POS and negative variable, and when you are going out of that loop, when you are coming out of the loop, so it means that if the user has entered -999, so you are coming out, so you need to print here that positive count, negative count, positive count is equal to %d /n, negative count is equal to %d /n comma POS comma neg, and one more thing, 0 count. 0 count is equal to %d /n comma 0. Yes, getting the logic? Very simple, huh? Just take the user input until the user has entered the -999. If the user has entered -99, break the loop. But if it is not -999, then n is 0, 0 plus plus. If n is greater than 0, POS plus plus. Otherwise, it is negative plus plus. So just try to execute that program, Control X, Y, enter GCC user input user inp dot c user inp and that dot slash a dot out. Okay, so enter the numbers. Okay, so we need to enter the numbers. Okay, so any number 45, 34, 90, -4, okay, 67, -9, -3, 0, 67, 91, -5. Okay, now I want to exit here. So I'm entering -999. -999 is not count. It is not count in my counting of that positive, negative, and zero number. -99 is the terminating symbol or terminating variable. Okay. So how many positive number I have entered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 positive number. 0, yeah, only 1 0, and negative 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 0. Okay, you can see here positive is 6, negative is 4, and the 0 is 1. Yeah, getting the correct answer. So have you understood this?
Sir,
Hmm?
sir, that scanf thing, no, sir, we can take for while loop. Inside the while loop, we can scan, no, sir.
Yeah, inside the while loop I have scanned here.
Sir,
Yes,
it's
not
okay to scan out also, sir.
yes, sir. Out for example, if we take how
After
many numbers you want to enter, if we scan that, and later how many numbers you want to enter, if they ask them, and we should scan inside for loop, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay, you can also use the same thing. Okay, so the same program I'm doing here. So for that program, I require one more variable. Okay, so it is suppose count variable. Okay, so enter the first I am need to enter the count. Enter the count of numbers or number count. Okay, number count, and then after that here scanf %d and then address of count. Okay, then here I need to execute it count times. So again I need one more variable I that start with the 1. So here I less than or equal to count. I less than or equal to count, and now no need to give here this statement now. If is not required here. And after this I plus plus. Getting? Now you will get the same output. Yeah, enter the count. Suppose 6 number I want to enter 6. So enter the 6 number 34, 78, -9, 61, -4, and one more 0. Last is 0. Yes. So positive is 3, negative 2, and 0 count 1. Correct? So you want to enter the 9 numbers. So 0, 34, 0, 56, -3, -6, 98, 34, 0. Yeah. Now positive is 4, negative is 2, 0 count is 3. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So I already told you for one program actually there are the several solutions are there. Depending that solution of your program, it depends on in what way actually you are thinking. No, your thinking is first take the user input as how many numbers you want. Okay, now the drawback of that program is first user need to enter that how many number I have to enter. Okay, so 100, then he has to enter 100. Okay, he has to enter. So if the user has enter 500, he has to enter 500, but after entering 100 or 200, so he is very tired. Now he don't want to enter further, so your program is not responding there. He has to enter 500, but in my solution, what happened? You can enter, and suppose if you want to end, just type -999. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Getting?
Yes, sir.
So you can think that, or you can check here what is the your correct solution. Okay, you can note down this program. Devika is also not there. Huh? Yes, Devika is also not there. So in some cases, actually, suppose today also the two and only three has joined. Okay. So in some cases, if suppose if there is a network issue in our area, or the light is not there, okay, then the connection speed or internet speed is not there, well connection speed, then what I can do, that part of that the part of that program I can manually record, and I just upload it on your YouTube, and you can see afterwards also.
Okay, sir.
Hmm? Okay, done.
So 1 second.
Have you noted the first one that I have tried?
No, sir.
-999. Actually, that is the technique most of time it is asked in your competitive examination. That technique is the most suitable technique. In your NPTEL courses also they are using the same technique. That's why I've taken that one. So yeah, if you have done this, then I can modify the same program for that one.
Answer.
Yes. So this is that first program. Enter the numbers -999 for end. And here only one if statement. If n is not equal to, if n is equal to -999, then break. And instead of the I less than or equal to count, it should be while one. The last I plus plus get removed. 10.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the same program actually, just I am somewhat changing. What you need to do, you have to scan the different characters. Okay, characters, that is your capital case character or alphabet, capital case alphabet or small case alphabet or the numbers and or the special symbols. Okay, and you, if user is entering that continuously, it is entering the different characters, and after entering it, suppose take one last character as suppose X or anything, you can take it as a X. If last character is X, so it is terminated. If user has entered X, it then after that you have to print here the count of capital case letter, small case letter, the numbers, how many numbers he has entered, number 0 to 9 numbers, and then special symbol he has entered. Yes,
For that, we have to take character instead of
character
int.
variable. Yes, character instead of, and how many count variable we require? One for capital case letters, one for small case letter, one for number, and one for special symbol. Now how to check that the given character is a capital case letter? Can you tell me?
Sir, ASCII value.
ASCII value, yeah.
Yes, ASCII value. Just find out the ASCII value of 65 and ASCII value of capital A and capital Z. I think it is 65 and 90. So
Okay,
just
sir.
check the range here. If CH is greater than or equal to 65 and if CH is less than or equal to 90, then capital case counter plus plus. Else if go for the small case character. Small case character, I think start with the 97 to 123 or 4. 104, I think. Yeah, 104. 104, 103. 123. So 97 to 123. So that is your small case number. And then I think for number again, 0 is having the ASCII value as, I think 45. 0 is having the ASCII value as 45. 45 to 54. Okay, just we need to check it. Or go on Google and just type the ASCII table. Okay, you will find out all the ranges. And if it is not capital case letter, if it is not small case letter, and if it is not a number, then what is it? The last
Symbol.
cells. It is a special symbol. Simple. Yes, the same
Okay, sir.
program. Try by yourself. Next one is write a program. Yeah. Now this program actually I have leave to you. Prime number. First try yourself, because the same program, for solving the same program, I have taken the 2 days. 2 days to solve the same program. First time when I pass out my bachelor, when my sir has given this program, I have taken 2 days to solve this program, prime number. You also have to try by yourself, because this is the most important program for your campus interviews. Prime number. Okay, the logic is again same. First try for divide by 2. If it is not, if it is remainder is 0, then it is not prime number. If it is not divided by 0, then try for the 3, then try for 4, try for 5. Okay, until n minus 1. Now next one is write a program to generate all combination of 1, 2 and 3. Okay, tried? Have you tried this?
Yes, sir.
So getting the output?
Yes, sir. I got, sir.
Yeah.
3 variables, IJK.
Yes, very simple. So loop 1 dot C hash include
Which one,
std.
sir?
That combination of 1, 2 and 3.
Okay, okay, sir.
So we require 3 variable, integer I, comma j, comma k, and very simple. For I equal to 0, not 0, I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 2, 0 1 2 or 1 2 3 है 3 है ना 1 2 3 okay, I less than or equal to 3 and I plus plus. Then inside for loop there is one more for loop is there, which is goes from 1 to 3 j plus plus, and inside the for loop again there is a for loop which is k go from k from 1 to k less than or equal to 3 and k plus plus, and then last is printf percentage d percentage d percentage d slash n comma I comma j comma k, I comma j comma k. bcc loop1 dot c dot slash a dot out. Okay, so here, but you can see here this is 1 1 1 1 1 2. Yes, how many combination?
Okay. So for this, how to take user input?
There is no user input actually in this program.
Okay.
No user input. Write a program to generate all combination of 1 2 3. Simple.
So for this, no need to write j is equal to 1, k is equal to 1 before only initializing.
Yeah, I have initialized, already initialized in the for loop here. I equal to 1, j equal to 1, k equal to 1.
No need to give before. So like yesterday we
No,
gave
no.
j is equal to 1. No.
So if you are using while loop, then actually we need to give. While loop required it.
Okay, okay, sir.
For loop doesn't require.
Okay, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one. Are you getting this?
No, sir.
Yeah. So I'm trying this program in the Sublime Text. Okay, so very first one is I told you go for this one. Okay, so first we need to go for this type of the output. Okay, so we want this type of output, star 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 all star. Now these type of patterns are very important in for your MNCs. Okay, every MNC are asking to get the like TCS also asking to get the output type of this output in their assignments. So how to get it? Very simple one. We have to use nested loop. Okay, so first loop will handle the line numbers. How many lines are there? 1 2 3 4 5. Second loop will handle the how many star we have to print, and I think we already have done that type of the exercise. Integer I comma j, and for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to suppose 5, and I plus plus. And then for j start from 1, j less than or equal to j less than or equal to, for this type of the output, it should be the inner loop should be dependent loop, so it should be I 1 to I j plus plus, and then just we need to print here the star. We need to print star, and then after every line we need to print here the slash n. Get it? So when I is equal to 1, condition is true, it will go inside 1 to 1. So only 1 star will be printed. After 1 star, there is a enter is there. /n means enter. So it will go to the, your cursor will go here. Now in the second iteration, I is 2, condition is true. Now the inner loop goes from 1 to 2. Goes from 1 to 2 because 1 to I is 2, 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 means how many star printed? 2 star will be printed. Yes. Then after 2 star, there is /n. Again, I incremented, I becomes 3. Condition is true. So inner loop will go from 1 to 3. So 3 star will be printed. Getting? And you will get output like this. Yes.
But J value will always be 1 only, sir.
Hmm?
J value will always be 1 or it will change, sir?
J value is reinitialized to 1.
Okay.
Or
Every time it will be 1 only.
Every time it is goes from 1 to I.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Suppose if I is equal to 3, it goes from 1 to 4. But only up to 3 it is true. But when J is 4, it will go outside. So J is 4. But when I is equal to 4, next time, J is reinitialized to 1. Okay. So J is reinitialized every time. It always start from 1 to I, 1 to I. Getting?
Yes.
Okay. Now next one, we want this type of output. This one. So just leave first, we will put all star here. Then I will replace that star with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So how to get that type of the output? So what type of output I need? That is not a right angle triangle. I like for the equilateral triangle. So equilateral triangle means first. Okay, just look at carefully. Yeah. So this star, this first star, I need to transfer here 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Then 1. Transferred. The first type of the star is now transfer that right angle triangle transfer to the equilateral triangle. Getting? So how many spaces I have done here? 4 spaces. Then 3 spaces. Then 2 spaces. Then 1 space. So simple. Before printing the star, what to print? 4 space. Getting?
Okay,
Before
sir.
printing the star, print space. So how to print space? Very simple. Just for loop, and here only 1 space. Just print 1 space. But how many space? So just declare one variable sp. Just declare the variable sp. Sp variable initialize with 4. Firstly, how many spaces? 4 spaces. So sp is 4. So for j to 4, j1 to 4. So how many space printed? 4 spaces. When I equal to 1, 4 spaces. But when I becomes 2, how many spaces?
3.
3 spaces. So sp should be decrement. So when sp should be decrement? At the last. After printing the star, sp should be decrement. Getting? So in the next iteration, when I is equal to 2, this for loop will execute how many times? 3 times only. Because sp is decremented. Firstly sp is 4, now sp is 3. So only 3 spaces will be printed. Then sp minus minus. sp becomes 2. Next time 2 spaces. Next time 1 space. Getting? So just I'm executing this program. You can get your output. Okay. So if I want to move this, star at the right side, then just need to give here more spaces. But only 4 time it will be decrement only. So firstly, how many spaces? 10, then 9, then 8 spaces, then 7 spaces, and then 6 spaces. That's it. Getting? If I want to move it again here, move towards the right hand side, just give the more spaces. Now here first time how many spaces? 50 spaces, then 49 spaces, then 48 spaces, like that. So you can move this pattern to right hand side or left hand side also by incrementing these spaces. Getting? Yes, understood. Suppose I need to here get the larger triangle here. So here just line, increase the line. Line is equal to 8. Line is equal to 8, and you will get that 8 lines. Suppose 10, then again bigger one. Okay, so you can give the user input. You can give the user input that how many line triangle you want. So if the 5 lines triangle, if the user has entered 5 lines, so 5 line triangle will be there. If user has entered 8 line triangle will be there. Okay. So now next one is I want to print here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sir.
Yeah.
Is like something like how many lines we want, and according to that space will be given.
How many lines? Yeah, we can have that formula also here. We can have the formula.
Okay.
For 5 lines, how many spaces we need first? 4 spaces. For 5 line triangle, how many first SP is equal to? SP should be initialized with 4. Okay. Now how to get 4 with the 5?
-1.
Simple. Now here no need to give here, only one input is sufficient here. Suppose if there is a 15 is there, automatically SP will be calculated. Automatically SP will be calculated here. But in case of suppose here, if I'm giving here 5 and if line is 15, then look at here output. The output is somewhat like this. Okay. So you can have that formula line minus 1. So automatically the SP will be calculated according to the line. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it is 5, then the small triangle. Now next one is I want to get here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, or instead of this only 4 line. Okay. 4 lines only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's it. So how to get it? So first I need to print here 1, then second time 2, then third time 3. So just put here one character or one variable, so n variable, start with 1. And instead of printing the star, just print that value and yes, and after printing increment that value n plus plus, and you will get the output.
So what is this? Can you just repeat again, sir?
Yes. Okay, so here when I execute this program, I will get all star here. So I want to replace that star with this type of the output. 1 for first star 1, second star 2, third star 3, fourth star 4, 5 star 5, like that. Okay. So how to get it? Now, there is no variable which is goes from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
There is no variable which is goes from 1 to 10. So I am initializing one variable n, which is having the value, starting value as n equal to 1.
Okay.
I am printing that value, printing the n value. So what get printed first time?
1.
1. Now after printing 1, n is incrementing. After printing 1, n is incrementing, n becomes 2. So next time when the printf get executed, what get printed? 2.
2.
Next time 3, next time 4. So whenever that printf get executed, it will printed that incremented value. So you can get it here. It is 1, next time 2, then 3, next time 4, 5, 6, next time 7, 8, 9, 10. Because n is always incrementing. N is not reinitializing. I'm not reinitializing. N started with 1. Every time after printing, increment it. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
So you can note down this one, or simply I copy this.
So let it be, we'll copy.
Yes. I have pasted it in my chart window. Yes, done.
Yes, sir.
So instead of that, just I'm changing something. Okay. Now here I have done n is equal to 1 at outer side, but in this time I have initialized the n is 1 for every iteration. Okay. For every iteration, the n started with 1. So just change the output. It will change out 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. If line is 7, then it is 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, so any type of actually output can be asked in your placement drive. Any type of output. It can be asked like date, or it can be asked like you are getting the square of that. Yes. Okay. So output is like that: 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 9, 1, 4, 9, 16, 1, 4, 9, 65, 16, 25 like that, or any logic they can put. But so what you need to remember here, the structure of that program. Okay, so if you know the structure of the program, now what only has to be changed, only print what to print. If I'm printing here hash, then if I'm printing hash, then all hashes will be printed. Instead of that, here if only one character variable is there, character ch is equal to, suppose, small a, I initialize with the small a, ch is initialized with the small a, and here I'm printing here the character value of ch and then ch plus plus. So output is a b c d e f g h i j k l m n like that. Yes, it is very similar like your integer value. You are incrementing the integer value. You are here. You are incrementing the character value. Capital A, if you are started with the capital A, you will get a capital case. If started with the capital Z, suppose it is 6, and then you are decrementing that value. So Z, Y, W, Y, X, W, V, U, like that. Getting? So if you know that structure actually how to print, then what to print you can decide later. First obtain that structure and then modify that printf. Yes, getting the output now, how actually it will be, you can play with this different outputs.
So how to print inverted triangle?
Inverted triangle, yeah, very easy. Just copy and paste. Only inverted, na? Yeah, both.
Yeah, so like from increasing to decreasing, like that, like the number of stars, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inverted right angle triangle.
Inverted right angle. So how many? First time 5 characters. Suppose line is equal to 5. Line is equal to 5, and here I'm remove this character variable. So I started with the line. I greater than or equal to 1 and I minus minus. And here instead of decrementing that SP, it should be incrementing. And yes, no problem.
It should be +1, no sir. SP is equal to line +1.
Line +1. Yeah, no matter actually. That SP can be initialized to anyone, anything. It is suppose hash. Yes, we'll get this output. Inverted triangle.
Okay, sir.
Star. Control P. Okay, and if I'm again removing this comment, then you can see here what is my output. So here star is there. Star ch I am removing. Here also ch I am removing. Control S, Control B. Yes, only one thing, or simply two into line and some modification SP plus equal to 2. Plus equal to 1. Yes. Right. So this is the diamond. Diamond. Again, you can remove this line because there are 5 lines. Okay. So I can remove with you. I can go with the line -1. But there it should be 2. Yes. It is perfect diamond now. Okay. So if it is 10, line is 10. So we'll get a bigger diamond.
Sir, why you multiply the line with 2, sir?
Just a random number. I want a random number. A big SP I want. A big SP I want. I don't want to calculate that value of SP. Just random value. SP is equal to line into 2. Such a big number. So if line is 2, SP is 20.
Okay, sir.
So can I get this program, sir?
Yes, copied. This program is a very important program for TCS as well as Infosys. TCS is always asking this type of questions. To get this program actually, why actually to done that program, I require hardly 1 minute. But first time when I done this program, I started doing that program from the 8 p.m. 8 evening, and I got the output at 4 a.m. The morning 4 a.m. I got the output. So only this line of code I need to write here, only 40 lines. To get that 40 lines of code, I work from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. But right now I know the logic, so that's why I can easily play with it. In 2007, actually, I done that program. Yes. Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
there is one assignment. Okay, I will show you only that pattern. You have to try it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to share the code. Just I'm getting that output. Okay, so your assignment. This is your assignment. This type of the output you want to try, but directly don't go for internet. Huh? On internet the solution is available, but directly don't go for the internet. Try it yourself. It required 3 to 4 hours, but if you try it by yourself, then that logic will be remember lifetime. Programming in C. Where is programming in C?
So now did you type the code and get the output?
Yes, yes. I really type the code and get the output. I require hardly 1 minute to type the code, huh? But the same code, if you are trying now, then it required 3 to 4 hours by yourself only. Huh? Don't go for internet. Same code is there, same code. You can see here. I will not show you because some more variables I need. And that should be again, it should be such that if I'm giving the line number as 15, and if I rerun the program, then you will get a big, you will get a big 2 dimensions program. Okay, big 2 dimension. Only one user input, 15. So 15. If I'm giving the 5, then it is 5. Okay, so 5. Okay, this is the one kind of the program that you want to. So okay, note down, noted. The same code, the same output I have shared on your WhatsApp group again. One more assignment. Just note down this one again. 4 diamonds. This is the second assignment. Again, this should be, this assignment should be a dynamic one. If I want to increase the size, then just one user input only. It is the user input for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For 6, it is a user input. Okay. So try this program, both program you try it. Definitely you will get a output. Definitely. If you try at your best, then definitely you will get an output. Just understand the flow of the execution of that for loop. How that for loop will be executed. For every value of outer loop, what is the inner value goes from? How many times that inner statement get executed? Inner loop statement get executed. Just think about it and then go. You can get the 4 diamond or 5 diamond or 6 diamond or 8 diamond. No need to, only just somewhat copy paste is there. Okay. So we will stop today because the next topic is function and the less time is remaining. So tomorrow we will start with the new topic, that is functions. Very important points in your C language, because if you miss the function, then again you will get very difficulty for learning C++ as well as your Java as well as your Python, because every language is having the function inside it. What is the concept of function, I will explain with you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.